if your woman is working in these 5 places, you are not the only one knacking her. You are not the only one eating from her. Okay? You might not be the only one eating from her, or you might not be the only one knacking her. For them to work in these 5 organizations, my darling men, they also have to say that. They have to say that because they have to use everything that they have to convince the owners of the organization or the directors or the managers of the organization that they are competent of the post. For them to work in such organization, they have to be cheerful giver. They have to be cheerful with everything. As they are cheerful in marketing whatever they are marketing, they are also cheerful in giving them what they also ought to give them. If you give them these other services, you have to give them the other services also. You see women working in these 5 places I'm going to be listing in this video. They sell that body, they sell that KPÉkû's joy. A shower always they that eye. Some of them or most of them might not really be faithful. You know why? They meet with different men every day, rich, poor, and all of that. People that are willing to help them, that are willing to give them tips. Number 1 place is hotel. You see room service and bar attendants in a hotel. When they go to rooms to serve this customer food, a lot really used to happen. At times, those girls at the restaurant will go and serve customer food. 30 minutes, 1 hour, they haven't returned back. Something is going on. As a man, whenever you're lodging in that house, you know quite alright that you have one woman there that even after she serves you food, you will still eat the other food. You wouldn't want to patronize any other hotel apart from that hotel again. So because of that, some managers in hotel usually encourage those girls to do that. That is why you see that in the hotel sector, they employ pretty ladies. They employ ladies that, when you see them, they are full of beauty. That is because they use them to sell market. So as a man listening to the sound of my voice, you'll be like, oh my goodness, my wife is a manager in a hotel. You might not be the only one knacking her. So if you have a woman that is working in a hotel as a room service, as a restaurant, working in restaurant or bar attendant or as room service, blah, 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 or porter, another person is benching her. Okay. Number 2 is banking setup. If your wife is a marketing director in banking setup, you are not the only one there. You are not the only one eating her. Because in the course of them trying to convince rich men, they also give them that. Okay? They also use that to also convince them to open bank account with them. I know a marketer, what she does most time to convince wealthy men to open an account with their bank. It is when she go extra mile by giving them the other food. Without her giving them the other food, those people wouldn't want to open bank with them. And it's not only one person. There are so many rich people, there are so many wealthy people out there. So if this one come, for her to be able to convince the man to open an account with them or to be their customer, she has to give them the other food. You see marketers in banking sector. If you know what these ladies goes through before they will be able to convince all those, highly influential people or all those known people in the society to open an account with them, you will pity them. So if you're a man listening to the sound of my voice, your wife is a marketing director or she's a marketer in banking sector or in any kind of sector at all, she's a marketer. As she's marketing the bank, she's also marketing the news. Okay, she's also marketing the other thing that every man wants to have. Another, nurse. You see nurse in the hospital, oh my goodness, if you know what this nurses does with patients, I don't think you will even want to have a nurse as a wife. A friend of mine that was sick, and the nature of his sickness then was abdominal pain and stomach ache. After the whole test, the doctor told him that it's due to the fact that he has not knocked a woman for a long time. That is the reason why he's having that abdominal pain and stomach ache. And the doctor told the guy that if he need woman, that he can actually introduce a nurse to him that can actually help out. For the doctor to want to recommend one of the nurse for that guy, I'm sure he must have been doing that with the nurse in question, or they know that those nurses are into such. Most of those nurses that are into hookup, yes, it's just that they do their own in a classic way. If they see any patient that is very wealthy, that is well to do, and they know that this one has money, they do maneuver, they do find their way around those kind of people to get more money. It is like a service that they are rendering to those patients. Other men are also eating from your food. The same way nurse does, that is how doctors also do to married women or ladies. You know, they render the service and still render the other services. Number 4 place is real estate. Any ladies that is into real estate, in order to convince men, wealthy men, to buy property from them, they also use themselves to also convince them. They convince those men also with that KPÉkû. They convince those men also with the other thing they notice that those men usually like. And that is why you see that most of those women that influence real estate, they are beautiful women. So as beautiful as they are, if they want to convince a wealthy man to, you know, buy property from them, either you have to use the other things, you have to use other things to convince them, to make them your customer, to make them to buy property from you. And most of those people that buy property from them in real estate, they are men. Okay, they are men. You will see them having property of 20 million, 100 million. For you to be able to convince a man to buy a property of 100 million, you have to use the whole of everything to also convince the man. The man self must have been eating from the woman before you just, okay, for everything that you've done. After all, this one, you have been a generous giver, you have been a cheerful giver. Let me also, you know, just buy this property from you. Another place is those actresses. Okay, those actresses. You see actresses and actors, oh my god, ashawo fool that body. If you are a man or a woman that is marrying any of them, you have to know that you are not the only one knacking them. You have to know that you are not the only one eating from them. You have to know that you are not the only one there. For a director to give them movie roles, the ladies there must have done a lot of things for them to give them movie role. If you are a woman or a man marrying any of those people, just know that you are not the only one knacking them. Just know that you are not the only one eating from there, because they have to do a lot of things to convince them, to also help them to get to limelight, or help them to get to the top. For them to get to the top, you have to convince them. And in the course of you convincing them, you have to use, you know, you have to use everything to convince those directors. Likewise, in any sector, for you to attain any high position or any high, you know, rank in any organization, if you are a woman, you have to use everything in you, including your KPÉkûs, including everything, your body and all of that. You have to say your body to them. The last one on my list is all those flight attendants. You see flight attendants that move from one country to another. Those pilots too, they also knack them. Even in the course of that, they might even see a very wealthy man that they like in the plane that will approach them. They will also go for vacation with them. And when you go for vacation with them, you know what will happen, of course. So if you are a man that you know, if you are a man that your wife is a flight attendant, you might not be the only one knacking her. You might not be the only one that owns her. Do you understand me? So let me quickly round up. I said if your woman is working in these 6 places, just know that you are not the only one knacking her. Because for them to work in these 5 organizations, my darling men, they also have to say, they have to say that, because they have to use everything that they have to convince the owners of the organization, or the directors or the managers of the organization, that they are competent of the post. Number 1 place, I said hotel. If your wife or your woman is working in a hotel as bar attendants, room service, porter, supervisor, all of them, even including the receptionist, let me tell you, you will see some customer that will come. How much is your price? Can you just come to my room for 30 minutes? They will go. They will go and make money. Do you understand me? So if you have any woman working in hotel, just know that you are not the only one eating from them. Number 2, I say nurse. Both nurse and doctors. Do you understand me? Yes, they do that. Nurse own even worse. If they see any patient that they like that, they will make sure that the patient also eat from them. Do you understand me? So number 3, I said flight attendants that move from one country to another. All those pilots, they do those things with them. Then number 5, I said people that are women that are into real estate. If your woman is into real estate, for them to convince a man to buy property from them, they have to use that KPÉkû. Also convince those rich men to buy property from them. Then another place, I said those people in banking setup. If your woman is a marketer in a bank, for the woman to market their bank in order for the man to be their customer, blah blah blah, she has to also sell the other way around so that the man can be convinced. The last place, I said those actresses and actors. If you are marrying them or if you are dating them, just know that you are not the only one there. Yes, you are not the only one eating from them. This brings us to the end of this video. I know you got a lot of value. Do you understand me? So all I needed from you, all I need you to do for me, like the video, share the video, drop a beautiful comment, subscribe if you are yet to subscribe, turn on your notification bell to get notified whenever I drop a new video. And if you are my returning subscriber, I love you all from the bottom of my heart. Kindly check the description box for other related video. Trust me, you're going to enjoy yourself here. Bye for now.